Hello, guys. I'm happy to announce to you guys that finally on this platform, we'll be starting our live streams from today henceforth. You're welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending where you're watching me from. Um, I will also start inviting people on board, right? Those who have knowledge about whatever is happening around the world. I'll bring them on board. We'll talk about issues that is happening around the world, right? So today is kind of like a test. Um, I want us to go back in time. What happened in Congo? Though there's a lot happening in the Middle East, we know that there is war between Russia and Ukraine. How many of you know about the Congo crisis? How many of you? If you want to know more about the Congo crisis, just stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here. Let me show you what happened. If you want to know more about the Congo crisis, just stay here. So I want to show you some videos of what the Western America did to Patrice Lumumba. After the death of Patrice Lumumba, Congo has never been the same again, right? Congo is the only country with over 200 rebel groups. The Western America purposely destabilized the whole of Congo just to steal their resource. And up to date, Congo is still suffering, right? Their voices can be heard. Nobody is helping Congo. But I want us to go back. What happened back in the days? What happened? I want to show you a video of Patrice Lumumba. There is a guy called Mobutu Sese Seko. Maybe some of you have heard about him. The Western America used Mobutu Sese Seko to assassinate Patrice Lumumba. But if you look at the humiliation Patrice Lumumba went through before his assassination, sometimes when I watch the video, I cry. Sometimes I cry watching Patrice Lumumba video. Well, check it out. Maybe you've never seen it before. Check it out.
They caught him on his way to Stanleyville and flew him back. Patrice Lumumba securely wrote. And with him were men who served in his cabinet when he was Prime Minister. They were bundled into a heavily guarded lorry and driven off towards a place called Binza. Lumumba had been under house arrest, protected by UN troops in Leopoldville, when he escaped. His recapture was quite a triumph for Colonel Mobutu, who now saw his enemy arrive. Lumumba's bonds are tightened. They were taking no chances. And his wife and child watch his humiliation. The whole affair, of course, serves to underline once again the conditions prevailing in the Congo. It's not enough to arrest a man. He must apparently be beaten up as well, then put him on trial later, no doubt. As for Mobutu's troops, they yelled and danced with joy. They had won a great victory. They had got Lumumba after trying to lay their hands on him for months. The leader of
What shocked me the most, there were people in Congo who were jubilating after they captured Lumumba. Mobutu Sese Seko was used by the Western America, and after the death of Patrice Lumumba, Congo has never been the same. Up to date, women are being raped, women are killed, children are killed, the elderly are killed in Congo. Up to date. What is the crime of Lumumba? Lumumba was only trying to take control of Congo resource and use this resource to the benefit of the people of Congo. That is all. He sacrificed a lot for the people of Congo. Yet, some people were jubilating. You see, whatever is happening in Congo, I keep telling you guys that it is not only Western or American interference. There are people within the country who the Western America is using, making it very difficult for Congo to come out of the crisis they are in. Now, I want to also play a video for South Africa Dr. Kwame Nkrumah after the assassination of Patrice Lumumba. He went to UN and questioned the future of UN. And whatever Kwame Nkrumah said by then, we are seeing it today. You see, UN is a tool for the Western America to destroy the rest of the world. So basically, UN is controlled by the Western America. They use UN to exploit other countries. They use UN to achieve their geopolitical interests around the world. Kwame Nkrumah cautioned UN back in 1961. I want all of us to watch the video. Check it out.
Welcome to the African Leadership Series, where we bring you great inspirational speeches of African leaders.
Mr. President, distinguished delegates, I appear before you today on a sad and solemn occasion, the first meeting of the General Assembly since the murder of the Prime Minister of the Congo, Patrice Lumumba. History records many occasions when rulers of states have been done to death. The assassination of Patrice Lumumba, however, is unique in that this is the first time in history that the ruler of a country has been killed in the very presence of the United Nations forces, whom he himself had invited to his country to restore law and order. That such a thing could have happened must make all those of us who believe in the United Nations anxious about its future. I believe we must stand foursquare on what is one of the most important principles of international law and basic to the whole conception of the United Nations. The significance of the Congo situation is that it gave the United Nations an opportunity to reassess its authority. If speedy and effective action is taken now in the Congo, the United Nations will have that prestige and moral backing which it must have if it is to tackle other, even greater world problems that it may have to face in the future. I have in mind the problems bound to arise over Angola, Mozambique, the Union of South Africa, Rwanda, Burundi, Southwest Africa, Algeria, the Rhodesias, and other African colonial territories. These are all potential problems for the United Nations, and the United Nations must work out now the machinery which can be used to solve such problems should the necessity arise. In one of his first addresses in regard to the Congo situation, the Secretary General himself underlined and emphasized this need for speedy and effective action by the nations of the world. Addressing the Assembly Council on the 22nd of July, 1960, he said, and I quote him, "There should not be any hesitation because we are at a turn of the road where our attitude will be of decisive significance. I believe not only for the future of the United Nations organization, but also for the future of Africa. And Africa may well, in present circumstances, mean the world," unquote. I entirely endorse what the Secretary General then said. I believe that non-committed countries of the world have now the opportunity of working out within a United Nations framework practical plans which can solve the Congo crisis restore the prestige of the United Nations, and remove the threat of hot war occasioned by continued disorder in the Congo. No such plan, however, is possible unless it is set in an African framework where the independent states of Africa and the Asian countries playing the leading role in its accomplishment. Some little time ago, I asked the Secretary General to circulate to the members of the Security Council a number of concrete proposals on which I believe a settlement could be based. I have come here today to put these proposals before the General Assembly. As I said when I last addressed this assembly, the Congo is the heart of Africa. Any wound inflicted upon the Congo is a wound to the whole of Africa. Outside intervention in the Congo is a threat to the independence of every African state and a further extension of the Cold War. It is with these considerations in mind that I put my proposal before you. They are, first, a new and strengthened United Nations civil and military command should be established in the Congo. Second, this command and the contingents under it must be primarily African and should take over complete responsibility for law and order in the Congo. Third, all Congolese armed units should be disarmed. This disarming will involve their return to barracks and the surrender of their weapons to the new United Nations command. Fourth, the disarming and handing over should be voluntary and should lead to the reorganization and retraining of the Congolese National Army. But if certain factions will not cooperate, force must be used. Fifth, all non-African personnel serving in the Congolese army must be expelled immediately. Sixth, the United Nations Command should control the major air and sea ports in the Congo so that the flow of arms and equipment to warring factions may be stopped and adequate support for United Nations troops be guaranteed. Seventh, all foreign diplomatic missions and representatives should immediately leave the Congo for the time being in order to give this new United Nations Command a fair chance and to eliminate the Cold War from the Congo.
If you like more African speeches like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to catch all of our latest videos. Remember to leave your suggestions on topics you'd like us to cover in the comments right below.
Okay, good. So that was our for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. You know, one part that always catches me the most when I listen to this Asante for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah speak is, he said Congo is the heart of Africa, and any wound inflicted upon Congo is a wound inflicted upon the whole of Africa. Congo is the richest country on earth in terms of mineral resource. Congo alone can feed more than half of the world. Congo alone can pay off African debt. But Congo has never been at peace. And you see, the proposal Kwame Nkrumah put before United Nations in 1961, I think is still relevant today. All non-Congolese must leave the Congo army. There is a lot of Western interference in Congo. And the saddest part is you have people who still behave like Mobutu Sese Seko in Congo, making it very difficult for Congo to come out of the crisis they are currently in. Congo won't be where they are today if not for external and internal interference. Now, The external interference will never be possible without people from Congo helping them. The saddest part is you have people within Congo who are helping these Westerners and America to achieve their geopolitical interest in Congo. All the rebel groups you see in Congo are not Europeans, they are not Chinese, they are not Malaysians, they are Congolese. Some are from Rwanda, some are from Uganda, some are from Somalia. That is the saddest part. And the West is using these guys to destabilize the whole of Congo and get whatever they want to get. If Congo closed their borders, that they don't want anybody to enter again, Elon Musk wouldn't be the richest man. Jeff Bezos or whatever his name is, he wouldn't be rich. Because most of the phone we use, the components, they get it from Congo. About 80 to 70%, or is it 80 to 90% of phone components are found in Congo. Yet the Congolese people are suffering. Yet Congo has been at war up to date. Congo has never been at peace. Why? Up to date, Congo has never been at peace. So, well, if you're joining me, thank you for being part of this live stream today. I guess, Amma, you're welcome. Welcome back. Okay, thank you. Frank, thank you very much, Amma. So if you're watching me live, you can leave a comment and I'll pin it on the screen for you, just like I'm doing here, right? So I told you guys that this live stream is going to continue. Basically what I'm trying to do these days is I'll bring people on this platform, then we talk about things happening around the world, right? The live stream on TikTok is not helping. Well, sometimes we put across vital information, we put across, some of the podcasts we do on TikTok. Sometimes we bring people who have knowledge about whatever is happening. They talk about this stuff, it doesn't remain. That is the disadvantage about TikTok. After the live, you don't see the video again, right? But on YouTube, after the live, the videos remains here. And one thing I like about this whole YouTube thing is generations will come and watch. I might die tomorrow, I don't know. But whatever I'm doing will remain here for the next generation to see. Kwame Nkrumah did his part, he's gone. Today, we play Kwame Nkrumah voice all the time, right? And that is why I'm starting this. That is why I'm trying to start this whole thing here, right? I'm struggling with this whole thing because it's completely new to me. This whole YouTube thing is completely new to me, right? Unlike TikTok. But gradually, I'll catch up, right? So don't forget to like the video. Like, it's always important. The live streams like this, when you like it, it goes far, right? So guys, don't forget to like the video. It's very, very important. And if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, because these days we are going to do a lot of things here. So we've been live for the past 19 minutes now. Yes, we've been live for the past 19 minutes. Interesting. Time flies. So thank you very much for being part of the show. Today is my first day, and I just want you guys to know that I'm not going to end here. I just bought this streaming app, right? I just bought a streaming app. Whatever I'm using here is a streaming app, right? It's a third-party app. I'm not streaming direct from YouTube. I just bought this streaming app, and I'll be using it more often on this platform. And I'll be putting up some links for people who have interest to join, and we discuss about issues bordering Africa and the world at large. So guys, thank you for being part of the show.